Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today I am building a 2-bedroom home in the world of Forgotten Hollow, which is the world that comes with the Sims 4 Vampires expansion pack, or game pack, I should say. But we're not building a home for a vampire today. This is actually like an abandoned haunted house, except I don't think it's all that scary. What the idea was, I did create this over on Twitch and in collaboration with my chat over there, and we decided that it looks a little bit, run down and abandoned from the outside, but there is a sim who lives here who is a ghost, and they desperately want to clean up the space. However, they are a ghost and cannot hold on to a broom or anything, so the whole place, they're trying to clean it up, and they just can't. And so they're just a little bit sad, but this is their home, and I think it's really cute. Nobody has come in and moved in and updated it yet, but I think that could be really fun storytelling if somebody bought this home and decided to renovate it and clean it up and see how they deal with having new inhabitants in their home. I kind of get Beetlejuice vibes from that. So I don't know. I think it could be a really fun one. I had a blast building this on stream, and these are just the kind of builds I really like to build in general. I love October, Halloween, scary movies, this is totally up my alley, so I hope you will enjoy it as well. If you do and you'd like to download it, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You could also find it under the hashtag MissGryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. I had mentioned it's a 2-bedroom, it's also 2 bathrooms, and it comes in at just under 45,000 simoleons, so it's not a starter home, but I don't think that's too bad of a price, and I love the detail I was able to add on this. I used a lot of wood for details. We have wood railings and shutters. I think it looks so cute. Also, the columns I'm using are these kind of wonky wood ones that came with the Werewolves game pack. They are not completely straight. They're kind of curved, and I thought that added to the character of this house being a little bit run down, but still a really pretty home. I feel like this could be renovated and just be absolutely stunning. I love the shape I came up with for this. I was really happy with that. I love this style of homes, and I would like to build some more. I might do something with base game that's more Victorian-esque. I want to do some more base game homes in general now that base game is free. I've always really enjoyed the challenge of it, but I don't tend to do too big of homes. So I might do something kind of on the big side sometime soon. If you have any ideas, do let me know. But right now I'm just figuring out the wallpapers, and I adore this one that I'm using from the Werewolves game pack that is really pretty painted siding that is chipping away. And then I paired it with some siding from the Spooky Day stuff pack as well. So that way it looks like some of the boards of the house are exposed and it's all just kind of fallen apart. But you can still see the shape and the really pretty windows, and you can see the character and niceness, I guess, behind this house, what it used to be, and I think it just has so much potential. So over here I'm just adding another bump out. I wasn't entirely happy with the shape. I felt like it needed a little bit more, and I also have some vines growing up the side of the house in a couple of different locations, and I wanted to make sure there was cobwebs and everything you would expect in a house like this. So we have some cracks on the windows, some tears in the wallpaper, and I thought about having a broken window, having one of them open, but I didn't end up doing that in the end. I did, however, have this little low-lying fence around the lot. I started by putting this down, and then all of a sudden it's going to disappear because I actually found a version of it in debug that is a brownish color. It looks a little bit more run down like the rest of the house. So that will all of a sudden appear at some point, and I think it just looks a lot better. It worked quite well with what I was going for this house, and we're just getting a side entrance over here, or I guess a side exit off into the side yard, and there ends up being some really pretty trees on this lot. I love going through debug and finding those. This is that fence I was talking about. So I'm just gonna delete all of those and put this one down instead. I think it is perfect. It just has the right amount of fade to it. It's faded, and it looks like it's been there for a long time instead of that pristine white fence that I had before. And I just put some grass around it that is from Shall I Have It Objects with Cottage Living. You're able to have these pieces of grass that look like they are super overgrown, and I think it looks so cool. Putting those along a fence, maybe the lawnmower couldn't quite reach those, but I don't think anyone's been mowing this lawn anyway. I didn't want it to be so overgrown you couldn't see what was going on, but I wanted it to be obviously not super taken care of lately. I mean, there's just a ghost living here and they're having trouble doing anything. And I love that storyline. I think it's quite fun. I also decided to have some tombstones outside. We have some graves, and I thought that was a bit of fun. This is supposed to be a haunted house. I don't know what happened to the ghost that's here. I'm assuming they're out here in the yard somewhere. But I don't know what the storyline is behind that. If you have any ideas, I would love to hear them. I just thought this was a fun way to incorporate a silly idea of a haunted house. I really wanted to go for like what you see when you look up a haunted house, or what you see in like cartoons and stuff, a very stereotypical shape, and also the graves. I was in the mood for that kind of thing. I also kind of wanted this house to be purple or green or something like that. Just very, this is a haunted house. All of the like really bright colors, but I thought that this worked a lot better, and it made it so still that kind of goofy vibe I was going for, but it looks a little bit more realistic. And then I'm trying to figure out a door that's not going to clip through into the top level, because I tend to like the medium height doors a lot better, but unfortunately I'm building on short wall height because I don't really like medium wall height. So just playing around with the roof here some more to get this little trim on either side, and try to think what else. I guess we have to get our mailbox and our trash can and all of that, so this will actually be a functioning home if you decide to download it and play in it for yourself. So just doing that, getting some stairs, another railing pieces, just trying to finalize all the pieces that I hadn't done on the outside yet before we head to the inside. I end up just placing some windows around. Not really sure what I'm gonna put in all of those places yet. I like to figure out the windows on the outside, and I will move them around afterwards. Because the sides and the back aren't as necessary to be like perfectly set up. You just kind of need the front of the house to look the best, because that's pretty realistic. And I put the windows where I'd like them to be for the rest of the house. But if I have to move them, it's fine. I don't mind. But anyway, this is the floor plan. I really wasn't sure what I was doing here. And it's kind of funny because I do this very often where I set out a floor plan, but I forget which rooms are which, and then I decorate them in the wrong order. So that happened today. With this build, I had intended for the space you open into to be the dining room, but I forgot which room it was going to be, and I decorated it as the living room. So, oops. It worked out really well in the end, though. I was not mad at that decision. It's just kind of funny that I wasn't intending it for, intending for it to be that way. Anyway, we are starting here in the kitchen, just using some base game cabinets and countertops. I put like some stains on the floor from the Strangerville game pack. And I will be changing the floor in here to be a tile. You'll be able to see the stains on the floor a lot better, and I just think it looks nicer. Or like, nicer in for what I wanted the build to be. I don't think it looks nicer as in like, oh, I definitely want to move in here now. It's kind of gross. I also put a broken fridge over here. This is from Debug from Eco Lifestyle, so that's not a functional fridge, but the other appliances should be functional. I just wanted like some aspect of like things being broken and old and all of that. So I decided to include that, but I wanted, most of this house to be fully functional, and your Sims could live here without a fridge. It's not ideal, but they could. So you're probably going to want to buy a fridge if you have your Sims move in here, but I assume this is more of like a renovation challenge, sort of. Like either you're going to play in it and have your Sims renovate it, or maybe you just want to renovate it. I might even renovate it sometime after this month and try and like bring it to its proper glory once we're out of the month of October, because, I built it because it's October. But I think it would be a really fun one to renovate, maybe do some modern renovations, maybe knock down a wall or two. I love the idea of that. I also used Tool here to rotate some things on the wall, so this cabinet is just like very barely hanging on for dear life. I thought that was quite fun. I did that with a couple of items in this house. I think the tool mod really helps with making spaces feel more run down and disheveled and old. So that was quite fun. And then I'd have this crack in the floor, and I thought it would be cute if I placed a table leg right over it, so it looks like the table broke the tile. So that's what I did. Maybe it was dropped really hard. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but I liked the idea of that. So we're doing that, and just making sure that positioning is pretty good right under that. And then getting a ripped up rug in here. That one's from the Werewolves game pack, and I love it. It's just so pretty. But for functionality purposes, I also added a trash can in here. Also, I end up like deleting a lot of lights because I didn't want this to look like it's currently being lived in by living Sims. I wanted it to look like the power's off, it's old, it's run down, it's messy. We have a crooked painting over here. I decided to use the couches and chair from the Spooky Day stuff pack because they're like covered in rags. Like they haven't been used in a while. Of course, having some older rugs too. And I'm just pushing stuff against the walls. Like it's been like shoved around over time, but it's just old furniture nobody's using anymore. Nobody lives here. So, well, technically nobody lives here, but somebody lives here. You know, the ghost that really wants the space to be clean, but it's not clean. I feel so bad for them. We were talking about it a lot on stream about this poor ghost just wants the space to be clean so bad, but it's just never gonna be because they can't do anything about it until somebody buys this house and like fixes it up. So it's kind of sad, but it was a fun storyline and we had a lot of fun chatting about it. I love doing that sort of thing over on Twitch. I've been streaming a lot more lately. If you're interested in joining us, I do stream on twitch.tv/MissGryphi 3 days a week on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So if you'd like to join us, I would love to have you. But anyway, since this house is abandoned and all of that, I decided to put some of these caution signs out front and some of the cones like, hey, do not enter. This is not a place you should be going. This is trespassing. Do not enter. I thought that was a nice addition. So I was quite happy to grab that. It took me a while to find those cones, though. They're from Debug with Eco Lifestyle, but for some reason I thought they were with Strangerville, and I'm not sure why. Anyway, this is the dining room. Instead of putting a dining table in here, I put a seance table because why wouldn't I do that? Maybe sometimes like teenagers break in here and they try and communicate with the ghost that lives here. I think that could be kind of fun. But I just have a couple of cracks and tears in here. And then we're going to be adding a hutch. I believe the one from Cottage Living. And once again, I used Tool on it to rotate it so it looks like it's falling over. And I just love how that looks. You'll see me playing around with it now. I wanted to make sure it was like leaning on the wall. Look at how cool that is. It's like it fell against the wall and it's just sitting there. Something about that makes me so happy. I love that kind of thing. I really enjoy these sorts of builds. So yeah, that's pretty much it for down here other than the bathroom. The bathroom just has a shower tub combo from base game. I believe we use the toilet from Vampires because it's a little bit of an older style toilet. It's a functioning bathroom. It's nothing too special. I didn't make it like super run down because I guess the way to do that is like not as nice toilets, maybe rotating things with Tool. You can use some of the like water emitters from the fountains to have like water shooting out of things. I've done that before, but I, for some reason, didn't really want to in this bathroom, so all I really did was rotate the mirror so it's a little bit crooked and put some stains on the floor. And that's pretty much it for that bathroom. And then we're heading on upstairs. This is going to be the primary bedroom. It's not very big. The bedrooms here are quite small, and I loved using these curtains from Werewolves. They look like sheets that are just tacked up over the windows, and I think that's so realistic for like an abandoned house or maybe a place you just moved into and you don't have curtains yet. I just really, really enjoyed that, so was excited to use those in here, and then just trying to push some furniture around that's, you know, been moved around too much over time in here, and, you know, get a couple of paintings and things, finalize what this room is going to be like. I wasn't happy with the color, so I do change the swatch of the wallpaper to like a yellower tone. This is a wallpaper from City Living that's a little bit more grungy, so I thought that was perfect for what I was going for with this house. And then just getting a fence in the hallway so nobody falls down the stairs. Although the only person living here is already dead. So, you know, it's fine. And we're missing a railing outside as well. So not too big of a deal. Anyway, I did add a rocking chair up here, which I thought would be cute for the ghost, and a little side table. And I will be adding a little like doll in the rocking chair in a little while that came with the paranormal stuff pack. I was thinking it belonged to the ghost and she could rock in the chair over here. It'd probably be really scary if you were here and all of a sudden there was a floating doll like above the rocking chair because the ghost is holding it and they're rocking, but you don't see the ghost, you just see the doll. So people probably stay out because they know it's haunted, but this ghost is just like, no, please, somebody buy this house. Please clean it up, please. I can't clean it. So they have their own like little cleaning room over here. This is like, I don't even know what I would call it. I guess it's like a laundry room. But it doesn't have laundry machines. It has a wash bucket and stuff and like a mop and a broom and a vacuum and lots of cobwebs because they can't pick up any of this stuff. It's very sad. But I thought it was a cute idea to include all of this. So I was happy with how it came out. Let me know what you think of this idea. I know it's really silly, but these are the kind of things we come up with on stream and they're a blast to build. So I will probably continue to do things like this. Anyway, this is the other bedroom. I put 2 beds in here. We actually ended up rotating one of them, so it's like fallen over on its side. That was a suggestion from chat that I really liked. And it's a pretty simple pink room. Nothing too complicated in here. Just wanted it to look a little bit disheveled and thrown around like it's been abandoned for a while. And also, apologies if you can hear a lawnmower right now. I'm almost done with this voiceover and somebody is using the lawnmower and I don't want to stop this with 30 seconds left to go. So hopefully it's not too loud. They haven't gotten too close to my window yet, but I can hear it. So you might be able to hear it as well. But just getting a rug in here and some more landscaping out the back. Wanted to blend it in and make it look overgrown, but still nice. And just getting one more board on the window out here. The lawnmowers are getting louder. And so I'm going to end this here. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the screenshots and I will see y'all soon. Bye everyone.